We are marking 40 years since 7 otherwise healthy Chicago area residents died after taking cyanide-laced Tylenol. 3 main persons of interest popped early on in 1982.
But before those murders here, there was another, a man mutilated.
Fast forward to last week, CBS 2 investigator Brad Edwards learned one Tylenol suspect, James Lewis, was at the eye of the investigation again.
Brad has traveled thousands of miles tracking the life of Lewis, a person connected to more murders and crimes than the 7 here. A person neighbors in Boston now call the Tylenol Man.
Could be our guy. Swear to God. Have you ever seen these people?
Investigative reporter Brad Edwards from our sister station in Chicago is working on the story in Boston.
The lone known living suspect, James Lewis, lives here in Cambridge.
Oh, I thought you were him. You ever seen this guy? Have you ever seen these people? We're just fiddle-faddling around, out of town doing a story. Okay. We found him.
Interesting.
What did he say? I don't want to talk.
Did he talk to you? Or tell you to go screw yourself?
I am indicating that this is a clear-cut example of indiscriminate murder.
7 people were dead because someone had laced capsules of extra-strength Tylenol with cyanide. The questions who and why screamed for answers.
And they still scream for answers 40 years later. Back then, a trio of men with potential poisonous motives appeared.
But Roger Arnold, 48 years old. Authorities are interested in Arnold because he had cyanide in his home.
Arnold was later ruled out. He's dead.
Authorities are stepping up the hunt for the man on the left, 35-year-old Kevin Masterson of Lombard.
Masterson was also later ruled out. Then, if stories need threes, number 3.
Authorities say the fingerprints of James Lewis match fingerprints found on the ransom note sent to Johnson & Johnson,
in which further cyanide poisonings were threatened, unless $1 million was placed in a postal box at Continental Bank in Chicago.
Lewis was convicted of the $1 million attempted shakedown of Tylenol's maker, spent more than a decade in the Fed pen. But he nor anyone else has paid for the 7 murders. In a prison interview,
did you commit the Tylenol murders?
I did not.
Lewis said he wrote the extortion letter to draw focus on a bankrupt business that owed his wife money.
These are the case files.
Yep.
So who is James Lewis?
He is remembered in family photographs, the adopted child of a church-going farm couple who gave him the name Jim Lewis. This picture shows Lewis at the state mental hospital where he was voluntarily committed in 1966 after attacking his adopted mother with an axe.
You remember the name Lewis?
I just told you that 3 times.
Oh, this is the address we had. Nice lady just told me the Lewises did indeed used to live here.
A man known in Kansas City as James Lewis, a suspect in a bizarre 1978 murder case that was dismissed on a technicality.
I am James Bell, former Jackson County Assistant Prosecutor. Accept no imitations.
Lewis had been accused in 1978 of murdering and dismembering an elderly man.
Suspect, James Lewis. Victim, Raymond West, from Detective Dave Barton.
My involvement in the Raymond West case started when a body was found in the attic of a house. A game hoist was used to haul the body up into the attic.
Do you remember anything about the hoist?
No. What I remember are the ropes. I know my way around knots. I was in the Navy and I was a sailor, and I could tell that this was not a run-of-the-mill knot. And I opened up those bags of rope that included the slip knots that tied Raymond West's legs and torso up. And the stench stayed for days.
Do you remember that smell now?
Yeah. I'll never forget it.
That case had been thrown out for insufficient medical evidence and improper police procedures.
Just another one of the
Say it.
ups that plagued this case.
Same could be said over and over in Mr. Lewis's life. Lewis was connected to a battery of other crimes.
In 2004, Lewis was charged with rape and kidnapping. That case was dropped.
He always slithered free, settled in Greater Boston. That's where we went to find him.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hi, Mr. Lewis. I'm Brad. I just...
Get out of the building.
Anything else?
I hope he tries it again.
James Lewis?
Yes.
Tries
to get away with murder again. Maybe this time we can catch him.
So what is the latest with the 1978 murder in Kansas City? And what did James Lewis say to us? It was an odd exchange, and it's all to come in our docuseries Painkiller, airing this fall. Lewis has long denied committing any crime, even denied the attempted extortion of Johnson & Johnson, the one he was convicted of. Brad Edwards, CBS 2 Investigators.
You can dive more into the investigation and interviews with people who remember the case in a special section we've created on our website, cbschicago.com/painkiller.
You can also watch a preview of that multi-part docuseries Painkiller Brad was mentioning. It's coming out later this fall.